Welcome back to the Who's Yanks. We talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Tonight we're talking about the USA's game World Cup qualifying match against El Salvador, and yes, so it's the Yanks versus La Selecta. And where in this one the Yanks take the 1-0 lead over La Selecta, and it wouldn't look as quite easy as the stats would probably say, as the USA did have a lot of chances, but credit El Salvador for frustrating the USA and making it look difficult. This one is definitely one that the USA should take a hard look onto before they play their next game up here in Hamilton against Canada. And so they've got to take some serious notes from here in the next 3 days and just get ready. But without further ado, before we get into any of that, let's talk about the starting lineup. For this one, they started Matt Turner, Serginho Dest, Walker Zimmerman, Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson. By the way, USA's win is courtesy of Anthony Robinson with the goal. Yunus Musa, Weston McKennie, Christian Pulisic, Chris Richards, Jesus Ferreira, which I'll talk more about how he played, and Tim Weah. So yeah, Jesus Ferreira had an interesting game. Before I get to the breakdown, you know that he did have 3 opportunities, which I'll probably read off of, and chance to finish, and just, man, this could have easily been a more for the USA. It could have been 2-0 at least, maybe 3 if they would have finished their chance in the first half. But we'll get to that. Right now, let's go to how that basically happened. So in the 16th minute, Anthony Robinson sees Jesus Ferreira. Ferreira is wide open, and he somehow hits this one over the bar. Ferreira, man, you were right there. He was right there. A chance to give USA an early 1-0 lead. He should have scored here. He had all the time in the world, and he just hits it over the bar. Frustrating, and I know he'll want that one back, looking back on it, but what else can you do? The game goes on. 19th minute, Serginho Dest hits down the sideline, finds Timothy Weah. Timothy Weah crosses to Jesus Ferreira once again for redemption, and he misses another wide open net. It should have been a goal. I don't know how else to say it. It's another wide open netter, and this one's worse than the last one. It goes completely away, and just once again, he's gonna want that one back, and that's just a hard one to swallow. In the span of 3 minutes, by the way, within each other, both opportunities. I just hope he really gets better. By the way, surprised to see him start over Ricardo Pepi. I wonder if Ricardo Pepi would have did something. I wonder if he would have scored. So that's a mystery for everyone else to solve. If Ricardo Pepi was taking Jesus Ferreira's place, do you think he would have buried this? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But given by this, there needs to be massive improvement from Jesus Ferreira after this game. As 2 wide open sitters basically, and they just fly over the net. And yeah, this was definitely one of those why moments where you sit there and you're just holding your face, asking yourself why couldn't he just wait until last time or wait till more to shoot. And in the 29th minute, Alex Rodon for El Salvador has a great look, and it goes just a whisker wide of the post by Matt Turner. This was the first warning shot from El Salvador, and USA once again was still trying. This was a warning shot to find that goal. And could they do it? Not yet. 43rd minute, Pulisic dribbles in the Robinson, who passes it to Weah in front of the empty net. He takes way too long to shoot here, basically. Tim Weah right in front of the net, and he tries to wind it up, but it's saved by an Salvadorian defender, and it's yet another missed opportunity for the Yanks. And the Yanks, I don't know what was going on here, but whatever they need to do, they need to regroup. And once again, as Taylor Twellman said, here we go. The trend continues. The second half team is going to come out where they make adjustments, and still the first team, the USA team in the first half still is yet to show up, scoring goals. He was right. And it's halftime. USA is finding opportunities, but they can't finish. This has been a so familiar trend all CONCACAF World Cup qualifying long, and it's just too familiar and it's frustrating. El Salvador, once again, as I said earlier in the video, credit them for making them USA frustrated and just really preventing them from breaking through. But mainly, for the most part, Salvador was just looking to play off the counter, just looking to play off USA's mistakes, which they didn't really have a good time doing. But Same time, they look defensively sound, just like when the USA played them at Estadio, I think it's Estadio Cuscatlán. So, I mean, they just did it again. They showed up again. And Greg Berhalter needed to light a fire or something under this USA's team because this was horrible and painful to watch. I mean, it was so bad that I was like, come on. You had 3 or 4 sitters, and I think they even recorded a stat at the end of the first half saying 8 shots for the USA, none of which were on target. Don't even know how that happened. I mean, especially those 3 sitters. Why weren't, I mean, at least if you're going to miss, make the keeper save it. Or, I mean, I don't know. Like, at least hit it on frame. Not over the bar or to the side. Like, but yeah, they better regroup, and we'll see if they did. And it looks like in the 52nd minute they did, as the USA sends the ball over the top into the box. It gets blocked. It's shot at first by a U.S. player, rebounded though by Anthony Robinson, who puts it past the keeper, and it's 1-0 Yanks. They finally break through after all that denial and all that defensive posture from Salvador. And the Yanks finally break through, and the stadium in Columbus erupts. And finally, I mean, now all they have to do is see this one out, and they pretty much do. I mean, from there until the end of the game, the rest is history. Just once again, more missed opportunities for the USA to try and go up, because this could have easily been a multi-goal game for the USA should they have capitalized on their chances, but they didn't. But fine, 1-0. But I'm just saying, you gotta. If I'm the USA, I would be taking a lot harder look at this, getting ready for Canada, you know. And then I guess at the end of the game, a little scruffle breaks out. Nothing really significant. Pretty negligible, if you ask me. Not much there to really talk about. But the game ends. USA wins 1-0 over La Selecta, and I mean, probably not the game they wanted, but they got it. And stats pretty much say otherwise too. It's 17 shots to 6 for the USA, and then 5 of those shots to 0 on target for El Salvador. El Salvador didn't even threaten the U.S. in terms of shots on target, but 17 shots and only 5 of those on target, 1 goal. Pretty pleased. We got to clean that up. I mean, if I'm the USA getting ready for Canada, I'm looking at these stats. I'm like, we should have improved. But there should have been more goals in this game for the USA. And then, yeah, I mean, Salvador really, as I said, they really didn't threaten for the most part the USA. USA had 63% possession. That Salvador's 37%. 520 passes cleared to 321. USA outpassed them. 89% pass accuracy, 72% pass accuracy for the U.S. 18 fouls to 17 fouls. This was a foul fest, and Taylor told me to go boom. So when are we going to start seeing some cards coming out? But at the same time, there were a lot of fouls that were weak. Like, for instance, Walker Zimmerman took the ball cleanly as the Salvadorian guy literally chipped on. He kicked Walker Zimmerman and fell, and the ref caught a foul, and that was just dumb. So there were a lot of fouls in there that weren't fouls. Really, I was like, the ref was calling everything tonight. But 0 yellow cards apiece, 0 red cards apiece, 1 offside for El Salvador and none for the USA, and 8 corners for the USA to 1 corner for El Salvador. And then I'm going to talk about the CONCACAF standings before I talk about what I wish to see from the USA as well as how you should take this game away. So when we look at the World Cup qualifiers, as it stands, by the way, that Costa Rica-Panama game has ended as I'm recording this. I remember last time I was doing the Canada video, they were still playing. Costa Rica was winning 1-0. I think that game was ended. So here are the finalized standings at the end of the night. It stands Canada remains number 1 at the table with 5 wins, 4 draws, 0 losses, 19 points. USA is closely follows behind with 5 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss, 18 points. Canada still remains, by the way, the lone unbeaten team in the whole standing. So kudos to Canada. Mexico with 5 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, and 17 points. They're right behind the USA. And now with the Panama loss, I mean, Costa Rica is making things the 4th place finisher possibly a little more interesting, with Coach, we got Panama still at number 4 right now. 4 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses of 14 points. Costa Rica, as I said, they're closely followed behind with 3 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. So 3 all, everything apiece with 12 points. So they're really right there, and they're back in the conversation, in terms of who could probably go to the World Cup or even that fourth place playoff spot. Then you got Jamaica, by the way, which had Mexico until the dying moments, and Mexico just made a comeback with 1 win, 4 draws, and 4 losses, 7 points. And still surprised how they tied. The U.S. and Canada both tied them. Of course, USA winning the first one, but they tied the second one. Canada still has another leg to play, so we'll see how they do that. But they did tie. And, when it was in Kingston, they'll have a chance to redeem themselves. I think wherever it is going to take place in March. And then you got El Salvador in 7th with 1 win, 3 draws, and 5 losses, and 6 points. And Honduras dead last with no wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses, and 3 points. Something's got to turn around for Los Catatros, but hey, we're here to talk about the USA and El Salvador. So as I said, kudos to Salvador for just making things harder for the USA. I mean, they did everything in their power to do that, and it worked. Especially in the first half, the USA got frustrated and really got under their skin and prevented them from doing what they wanted to do. But in terms of the USA, if I'm looking at this one, the result, it's not really bad, but a win is a win is a win, right? Let's start with that. So, it was a great atmosphere in Columbus, but if I'm looking at the USA in terms of stuff they could work on tactically, just please, you got to finish your chances. I would say that's definitely top priority, especially looking ahead to Canada. You trying to come up here to Hamilton. You got to be clinical because this Canadian team, especially after what they did tonight against Honduras, 2-0 without Alphonso Davies, without Estacio, without other players. They're going to be. They might take this as a momentum booster, really make another statement. Because they're trying to prove still trying to prove to haters that hey, we don't have our best players, but we can still make some noise. And so right now they're doing a really darn good job of that. But they got to continue. So if I'm the USA, I would look at that and say, okay, this is what we did tonight. If I'm looking at this, I'll say it's good, but it's not great. We want this to be excellent. Especially if you want to beat Canada, right? Which the USA will probably be a little favorite too, given how Canada doesn't have key pieces. But you never know. And once again, just like Salvador, everybody thought this was probably going to be a comfortable cruise win. Which in reality, I'm like, those days for CONCACAF for the most part are long over. If they do happen, they're rare. Like the 4-1 win over Honduras for the USA earlier. That was rare. Now you're going to have a lot more clawing and scratching, fighting tooth for nail kind of game. So 1-0, it's going to be ugly, scrappy, grind it out, right? The generic CONCACAF way. That's how these games are going to go. And for the most part, the USA should please. They got to improve for this one if they want to have a shot at just beating Canada on Canadian turf. So that's where I would start with that. Is you got to be clinical. You got to make more shots. They should have made more goals tonight. Should have put a lot more on target. Should have tested the keeper a lot more because who knows? Maybe he would have. I don't know how many more he would have saved. But for the most part, that, and then the last thing is Taylor Twellman said, this team, we're still looking for them to score off of set pieces, as they've yet to score a set piece goal off a header for a corner or anything like that. And I feel like once they get that monkey off their back, things might start looking up, but we can only find out once they score. And for the most part, that is still on them, and I think that's probably, once they do that, I think things might open up a little bit for the USA. As set piece goals right now, they're not really threatening anyone, so therefore teams only have to guard as much, and they know they've got to guard the main attack, which is also an Achilles heel right now for the USA. So if the Yanks can master set pieces or find a way to start scoring more goals off of set pieces, things may start looking up and feeling more comfortable for the Yanks. But in the meantime, that's also what they got to work on. So I would say Going into Canada, if they could score a set piece, that would be tremendous for them. As you know, they're still looking for their first set piece goal for this whole entire campaign. So once they do that, maybe things will start looking up. But in the meantime, they've got to definitely work on their corner kicks and even free kicks, finding people in the back. But those are my 2 thoughts on the game. What are you guys' thoughts? So USA needs to improve on set pieces for sure, as they still seek to look for their first set piece goal. And just in general, you got to pepper the keeper more. Put more shots on target. Test him. Who knows how many saves he's gonna make or how many goals he's gonna let past him. And tonight should have definitely been a 3-0, perhaps. I don't know. I'm not gonna say 4-0, but it should have been at least probably a 3-0, definitely a 2-0 win over Salvador. But hey, a win's a win. I guess we'll start from there. They're still in second place as it stands, and next up, Canada. Get your mind ready for that, and just come up here to Hamilton. You better take it to them because Canada's going to be hungry, ready to keep making statements and proving the world that they are a top-tier team. So, from the USA, you better get ready for that. But that pretty much sums it up for this video. Yanks beat La Selecta 1-0 in Columbus. Once again, Crew Stadium. Still undefeated, the new Crew Stadium. And yeah, it's a good win, but still definitely a lot more room for improvement. If you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. Don't forget Sunday at 3 p.m. USA or Canada USA. So we got La Rouge and the Yanks. That's going to be a neutral video, and I'm going to be talking about both points from both teams. So look forward to that one. But in the meantime, USA remains a second-half team, and maybe they can get that monkey off their back coming in the new future against Canada. We can only find out.